time I post a video criticizing capitalism, inevitably some bootlicking pro-capitalist comes into my comments to remind me that, well, if it weren't for capitalism, you wouldn't have that phone that you're using to post these videos criticizing capitalism. And it's like, hey, my guy, I get why you think this way. I actually understand how you came to this conclusion in your line of thinking, but the flaw in your thought process is that you are crediting an economic system for the reason why we have all of these technological and medical advances, the reason why we have all the luxuries we enjoy, the reason for our improved quality of life, when in actuality, capitalism is not the reason we have these things. The reason we have these things is because of people. People are the ones who extracted the resources and then had the innovative ideas to turn those resources into all of the things that we love and use today. People did that. And why did they do this? Well, it was because they were motivated to. So what motivated them? They were motivated by something. If you were a capitalist, you were motivated by profits, the profit motive. If you were the working class, you were motivated by an income. You needed an income to be able to afford the basic necessities in order to survive. So everyone in this equation was motivated by money. And that is the criticism that we have about capitalism, is that when you are motivated only by money, you are not improving the lives of people simply to improve their lives and make them better. You are improving it because you want profit. And the profit motive is innately inhumane, because when you are only motivated by profits, then the only people who get these improvements to their life are the people who have the money for it. And that means that anyone who doesn't have the money is paywalled out of having life's luxuries.
All right, guys, so we got to talk about a pretty hilarious video that is going viral from this leftist feminist woman who is trying to fearmonger people about Project 2025. You know, that is the thing that everybody on the internet, all the people on the left on the internet, are concerned about if Trump becomes president, is the scary, spooky Project 2025, which is not even Trump's plan. Okay, Trump has not officially endorsed Project 2025. Trump has his own plan called Agenda 47. Okay, and Agenda 47, they don't spend much time fear-mongering about that, but they want to fear-monger about Project 2025, which again is not officially Trump's plan. It is just kind of a roadmap for the next Republican president, regardless of who it is. It's going to be Trump, so it seems. It's just a roadmap for how they can demolish the administrative state and to also move the country in the right direction when it comes to certain policies and issues like immigration. It also touches on culture, and that is the part of the Project 2025 plan that this woman is going to freak out about, because apparently wanting women to get married and have children is an extremist ideology, right? This is far right, according to this woman, is actually going to freak her out to hear something that, in my opinion, probably 30, 40 years ago was not a very controversial thing to say or hear or to believe in. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it.
The Republican Party's agenda for women in this upcoming 2024 election is pretty clear. They want us married to men and having their children, and that is the only thing they want for us. They don't want us to be single mothers. They don't want us to be in same-sex relationships, and they definitely do not want us to be childless.
Now, again, I'm not sure exactly what's wrong with that, right? I mean, I'm just saying I think it's a good thing for children generally to have fathers, okay, which, again, she's saying that Republicans don't want single mothers. Hey, that's true, right? I'm not entirely sure what's wrong with that, okay? I think that that's a positive thing. I think that is something that we should strive for, is to reduce single motherhood, okay? I think that that makes sense, considering how the nuclear family is the strongest form of governance that we have in our society. But again, a lot of these feminist women would rather their child go fatherless than to actually have a man in the home and have to deal with a man and being under a man's authority. Okay, they can't stand the idea of that. She also says that, well, Republicans don't want women in same-sex relationships. Now, I mean, here's the thing. Personally, I believe that what's optimal for society is for as many people as possible to be in heterosexual relationships when you're talking about reproduction, okay? I mean, I think that reproducing, having children, should be something that people strive for. So, yeah, generally speaking, you're not going to want as many same-sex relationships just because of the fact that, hey, in same-sex relationships, you can't reproduce. Again, that's not a form of bigotry or hate. That's just the reality of how things work, generally speaking. Okay, so yes, women, generally speaking, should strive to be in heterosexual relationships. They should also strive to have children, and they should strive to not be single mothers. I'm not entirely sure what is controversial about this as a goal.
If you don't believe me, this came directly from their playbook, The Mandate for Leadership, on Project 2025's website. Let's start here. On page 13, promise number 4 says that they want to secure our God-given individual right to enjoy the blessings of liberty. They say the pursuit of the good life is found primarily in family, marriage, and children. On page 4.
Yeah, I think that's also a true statement as well, too. Again, I think that this woman is accidentally making the best GOP ad ever, okay? Because if this is what the GOP actually wants to do, then hey, I think that this is a good thing, okay? I don't think there's anything bad about this, whether you are a man or a woman, okay? I think that this is something that everybody should be able to get behind.
451, one of their goals for the Department of Health and Human Services is to promote stable and flourishing married families. Families comprised of a married mother, father, and their children are the foundation of a well-ordered nation and healthy society.
Facts. Again, I'm not seeing any problems thus far, guys, right? I'm not seeing what is there to be so afraid of here. I'm not seeing it.
Unfortunately, family policies and programs under President Biden's Health and Human Services are fraught with agenda items focusing on, quote, LGBTQ equity, quote, subsidizing single motherhood, disincentivizing work, and penalizing marriage. These policies should be repealed and replaced by policies that support the formation of a stable, married, nuclear family. Working fathers are essential to the well-being and development of their children, but the United States is experiencing a crisis of fatherlessness that is ruining our children's futures. Mind you, nowhere in here in this entire document are they addressing the root cause of fatherlessness at all. At no point have they held fathers accountable for this, but I digress.
Well, I mean, I personally think that both parties should be held accountable, to be quite honest with you. But, you know, ultimately at the end of the day, one of the biggest problems is that the government has incentivized women to marry them and not a man, okay? And that's the problem, because women know that, hey, I don't have to get married in order to survive. I can have kids out of wedlock and get government assistance, and I will be taken care of without a man. Yeah, that has incentivized them to say, hey, you know what? I don't need a man. Even if I have a child, I will leave the relationship for whatever reason and not have a man in my life or the life of my child because, hey, I have this social safety net, okay? And that is a huge issue. The social safety net that we have has, in my opinion, contributed to the crisis that we have in this country when it comes to marriage rates, divorce rates, and also single motherhood. The social safety net has made women feel like men are expendable, again, especially when it comes to income, okay, and survival, which, again, I think is why we see so many of these issues. But again, I'm not saying anything here that is wrong or something to be afraid of or something to be concerned about. Me personally, I don't see anything wrong with this.
In the overwhelming number of cases, fathers insulate children from physical and sexual abuse, financial difficulty, or poverty, incarceration, teen pregnancy, poor educational outcomes, high school failure, and a host of behavioral and psychological problems. By contrast, homes with non-related boyfriends present are among the most dangerous place for a child to be. HHS should prioritize married father engagement in its messaging, health, and welfare policies. So they are pushing that women stay married to the fathers of their children.
Yeah, they are. What's wrong with that? Right? Again, I'm trying to figure out what is so controversial about this, okay? If the Republicans want to start to make policy to incentivize women to actually marry men again and not marry the government, to not just leave a relationship for whatever reason because they're unhappy, to actually try to stick it out, okay? Understanding that, hey, I need to be with this man if I want to have a happy life, okay? If I want my children to be raised the right way, to be safe and protected, I'm all for it, okay? I'm all for it. But again, I'm not saying what's so scary and controversial about this part of Project 2025, okay? In my opinion, I think that this is a great agenda for women, okay? And it's something I want to see a lot more of. So again, if this is true, right? If this is what Republicans really want to do, hey, it has my stamp of approval, right? I think that this is awesome. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.